Primal Code review. The opening of this is very nice, just a step below pure instinct. This fragrance is classified as an aromatic fougere. I can smell a lot of unique things in this, but it is well blended, so it's hard to pick anything out. The performance is great and the CH is strong. There are similar types of perfumes, but I'd say this is a very unique fragrance that is worth trying. This is probably blind buy safe, but I'd recommend buying one of Swiss Arabian sample kits since they are so cheap. The main accords are woody, aromatic, warm, spicy, sweet, vanilla, amber, fruity, green, ozonic, and soft spicy. Here's what Swiss Arabian has to say about this fragrance. Primal Code is an aromatic fougere fragrance. It is a scent for a man of instinct who fears nothing and lives by his own code. The fragrance begins with a burst of fresh, herbal notes. You'll find invigorating mint, warm cardamom, violet leaf, and fruity pink pepper. This masculine hit of zest makes the perfect setting for heart notes of lavender, sage, and cinnamon. Added touches of juicy pineapple and melon keep your scent uplifting as golden woods emerge to embrace a warm vanilla finish, leaving nobody in any doubt that you are a Primal Code man. Primal Code is a fragrance for men. It is ideally suited to warm nights. For the man of instinct. The top notes are mint, cardamom, pink pepper, and violet leaf. The middle notes are pineapple, melon, cinnamon, lavender, and sage. The base notes are vanilla, amberwood, cedar, and guaiac wood. There aren't many reviews on YouTube or Fragrantica, so I'll give my input here. The pink pepper peeks through the fruitiness, but it isn't overpowering. This might be a little more people-pleasing than Mutamayez, but all of these are easy for most people to wear. Overall, I'd rate this an 8.25 out of 10. Value-wise, I'd rate this a 7.5 out of 10. Performance-wise, I would rate this a 7.5 out of 10. Pure Instinct Review. The opening is very refreshing and I'd rate it in the top 10 openings of fragrances I've tested so far. This fragrance has a lot of notes, but they all seem to be well blended. The opening is fresh, bright, and fruity. This is a long-lasting fragrance that performs well. Fragrantica users claim it resembles Bleu de Chanel, but personally I don't see it. It might be in the same genre of fragrance though. This is a great alternative to blue fragrances. The base smells nice. The main accords are woody, aromatic, fruity, amber, citrus, fresh, spicy, vanilla, warm, spicy, sweet, and green. Pure Instinct is considered a woody aromatic fragrance. Here's what Swiss Arabian says about it. Pure Instinct is a fresh, aromatic and woody fragrance for men that love the wild. It is for a man who excels based purely on his own inner strength. His confidence is unmatched, his grace unspoken, he is used to being the yardstick for others. It reflects his every move, the power in his speech, and the impact that lingers once he leaves. Those he has left behind long to be in his presence again, yearning the unforgettable aura of leather, vetiver and amber that he has left in his wake. It is his signature. The top notes are grapefruit, pineapple, apple, pepper, rosemary and aromatic notes. The middle notes are tuberose, galbanium, cardamom, rose, patchouli. The base notes are amber, cedarwood, leather, vetiver and vanilla. This seems to be a little more expensive than Mutamayez, but it's still a good value. This was one of my favorites from Swiss Arabian. Overall, I'd rate this an 8.25 out of 10. Value-wise, I'd rate this a 7 out of 10. Performance-wise, I would rate this a 7.5 out of 10. Mutamayez review. Fresh and woody initially. Smells like an Eastern take on a Western perfume. Main accords are woody, warm, spicy, musky, aromatic, amber, oud, citrus, and powdery. This fragrance is classified as an amber woody fragrance. The manufacturer says everyone is unique in their own ways, and it's the beauty of our differences that brings us together. Personality to a man is what scent is to a flower, irreplaceable. This warm, aromatic fragrance proves that being different is always an advantage. Mutamayez translates into something special. This exclusive fragrance from Swiss Arabian was created for the man who is truly comfortable being in the limelight. Further to the reviews of both Max 40 and Ionut Filipino, the fragrance starts off with notes of orange and pine, before leading up to the middle notes of clove, cardamom, cedarwood and cashmere wood. The scent story ends with notes of vetiver, agarwood, amber and musk. It is a highly concentrated perfume for men with a pleasant oriental powdery fragrance and has a long to very long longevity with heavy to enormous silage rating. A note from the brand. Fragrantica users mentioned this is a long-lasting fragrance with a strong CH. The dry down is pleasant and I find myself sniffing myself often. 100 milliliters can be purchased for $34.99. The top notes are orange and pine. The middle notes are clove, cardamom, cedarwood, cashmere wood, vetiver, agarwood, amber, musk. Overall, I'd rate this a 7 out of 10. Value-wise, I'd rate this a 9 out of 10. When it comes to performance, I'd rate this 8.5 out of 10. Overall, very pleased and I will be purchasing this in the future. Since Swiss Arabian sample kits are so cheap, I would recommend testing Mutamayez. Shaqhavood review. This is a unisex amber fragrance. Unlike the other samples, this has been reviewed extensively on Fragrantica and YouTube. Users gave this a 4.2 out of 5 on Fragrantica. It was reviewed by over 1,000 users at this time. Shaqhavood's main accords are sweet, oud, vanilla, rose, warm, spicy, lactonic, nutty, powdery, and floral. This is a very powerful fragrance with great longevity and a strong CH. This is a unisex fragrance that leans slightly feminine. Lancome's Oud Bouquet is a fragrance that smells a lot like this one. Shaqhavood should be a cheaper alternative to Lancome's fragrance. Smells like it's more expensive than it really is. This is definitely an oriental oud Y fragrance. Saffron, oud, rose, praline, and vanilla pop out. Here's what Swiss Arabian has to say about Shaqhavood. This is a captivating dance of oriental opulence with French elegance. Shaqhavood is an ardent, fiery mix that holds nothing back. It is an oriental fragrance for the modern gentleman and lady. A cold weather fragrance. Swiss Arabian Shaghaf Oud Eau de Parfum will envelop you in its elegant veil and become an indispensable part of your personality. Olfactory information. The top notes are saffron. The middle notes are rose and oud. The base notes are praline, vanilla and oud. Overall, I would rate this a 7 out of 10. I realize this is a great perfume, it just doesn't suit me as well as the others. This is still in the top tier of fragrances for me, which is why I'm reviewing it. This is a powerhouse fragrance. I'd rate the performance 9 out of 10 and I'd give this a value rating of 9 out of 10. I recommend trying this, but sample it first if you're a male. Imperial Arabia review. The opening is good, but I don't like it as much as Pure Instinct and Primal Code. The apricot top note is unique and isn't as fresh as some of the others in this line. This is a unique oriental amber perfume. There's an incense note, but it seems to be subtle, at least initially. The remaining notes are a mix of woody, spicy, amber, and smoke. Imperial Arabia was launched in 2018. Top notes are incense, artemisia, lavender, and grapefruit. Middle notes are apricot, leather, orris root, and spices. Base notes are agarwood, oud, musk, ambergris, vanilla, and cedar. This fragrance can be purchased for $39.99, 100 milliliters. Here's what Swiss Arabian has to say about this fragrance. This is a unisex fragrance that leans masculine. The fragrance opens with a note of grapefruit, lavender, and artemisia incense. This is followed by spices, leather, apricot, and orris root. The base notes include agar wood, cedar wood, musk, ambergris, and vanilla. This is a new fragrance and it doesn't seem to have been reviewed online very much. Overall, I'd rate this scent a 6.75/10. Performance-wise, I'd rate this a 7 out of 10. Value-wise, I would rate this a 9 out of 10. Fragrantica users see a resemblance to Rassasi's Shuru. I definitely recommend sampling this. Intense Pride review. This has a pleasant fruity fresh opening and something smells spicy, or has a bite of some sort. I'm reading the notes and I'm not sure what that smell is. Some users think this resembles Creed Aventus in some way, but it isn't a clone of it. This is a nice fragrance overall. Club de Nuit Intense Man is an alternative to this fragrance but is about half the price. I like this fragrance, though I would recommend sampling it. The main accords are fruity, sweet, fresh, tropical, musky, and green. This is considered a fruity chypre fragrance. The top notes are pineapple, apple, blackcurrant, and bergamot. The middle notes are jasmine, patchouli, and rose. The base notes are musk, ambergris, vanilla, and oak moss. Here's what Swiss Arabian has to say about this fragrance. Intense Pride bursts with fresh, ripe fruit as apple, pineapple, and blackcurrant add a juicy flourish to the first spray. An intense heart of earthy patchouli melts around rose and jasmine petals, creating an intoxicating central accord. A robust flourish of oak moss and musk adds allure to ambergris and golden vanilla, making for a truly unforgettable signature. Overall, I'd give this fragrance a 7.75/10 based on the scent alone. This fragrance seems to perform, so I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Value-wise, I'd give this a 7 out of 10, but I'd lower it to a 5 out of 10 when you take similar and cheaper fragrances into account. Cheaper Aventus clones are a good alternative to this and about half of the price.